Welcome back. These are the poems and writings for the month of October for the Mythical Minstrelsy Patreon. We are beginning with It's a Strange Wind Rising. It's a strange wind rising, blowing from the heights, flowing all around us through the restless nights. The wheel turns round for yet another year, never stopping, always rolling, never minding human fear. It's a strange wind rising, lifting sheets of ghostly men. Is that face what is now true, or what once had been? Waving banners drenched with sweat, tears, and blood, saying each the same another way in this rising mud and blood. It's a strange wind rising as the stew thickly steams, and the fire burns low, fed by twisting dreams. Cauldron apples bobbing, drifting on the roiling tides, sleeping souls reliving their slipping through the sides. And again, that was a strange wind rising. This next one is the long version of the title is Tale of the Siren Queen and Knight of the Court. I am still working on the title for this, but the poem itself is done. Along the hefting waves whitecaps bore tales of long submerged forgotten lore, in dashing dance beneath his glance, while his steed o'er sand did prance, through the rocks that looked like stalks, and past the crying gulls that mocked. For the sun shone down without a frown, with lance giving horse a unicorn's crown, where the land dances with the sea in the sweep of Mara's skirts in breeze, while the mist began to softly rise, like the lady that rose to the skies. And the knight searched for the shell that his liege demanded from pounding well, a briny tide churned verily sublime in grey granite shaft of bones of time. At Mara's gate and stone-led fate, when the day waxes old and late, where the sweet water flows softly in, and the hunter's forest meets moonlit wind, at the ending of the long turning year, when the field lie bleak and severe, after the last harvest hath been stowed, yet that before the shaken drifting snows, guarded by the darksome sirens lilting against the knight's determined tilting of lance and sword and warlike ways, there the voice of the sea serenely stays, in the shell, the twisting shell, kept safe below the surging well, the knowing half to Maid or Excalibur. Aeolas! It is the cauldron at which stirs, the bringer of life, granter of death, potion of healing, wafter of breath, and memory's leaves swirling and bright, brought to the day through mist and night. Forbidding and stark she walked there, pinning the night with her stare, voice raised in alluring song, commanding to return to where it belonged. Scale of night, flashing bright, stars beneath the day's waning might. Queen's spear clutched in her hand, the siren took her defensive stand. The spells of old took their hold, weaving destiny for one to be bold. But wisdom is the key to set it free. In love and friendship exchange must be. The shell cannot be taken by edge of sword, nor by force of nature or word of lord. The knight was savvy of this lore. In his hand a rose to her he bore, red and green, fragrant and trembling, expectant and open from vines rambling, and respectful words of request, not command, along with regaled tales of crossed lands. A nodded head, and asking her name, that he might remember at return to hame. A smile then, a nod, name and shell, she followed to where he dwelled. Shifting as the left the washed stands, to drift from shore to mountain lands. And again, that was the tale of the siren and the knight. And this takes place within the Sulky Skins universe far, far, far before Kirsty and David. Now, this next one is a special one. Recently, and my family is still recovering from it, we lost my daughter's service cat, Lightning, to antifreeze poisoning. At least that's what the vet surmises. And we had none, nor did anyone else have any where any animals would be getting to it. So this leaves a few questions. But this next poem is an ode to lightning. A flash of light in the night, a flaming eye glowing bright, a purring rumble with a wheeze, and velvet paw to softly squeeze. Soft silk of well-stroked fur nurtures forth the welling purr, kneading paws with well-hid claws to drive away the waiting blaws. No more does life's gentle breath flow within the hunter's breast, that curled on my lap in the night, nor to streak through watery sight. Go in peace, O gentle Lord, explore at last the vast green sward, then return again when it is time. This battered heart is always thine. When you do, remember true, my daughter lived her life for you. Grace her dreams with your light, and calm her storms in twisting night. When I find a tomato gone, I'll use that as a soothing balm, that you snatched it beyond, following daughter's yearning bond. And this last one for this recording and for the month of October is the Sky Maid. Light turns to dark, night then to day. In my wafted dreams I wish to stay, in streamers of sun falling down from the Sky Maid's ribboned crown, and wrapped in veils of secretive moon, as the Sky Maid softly croons the secrets of the star-filled sky from lips of cloud that scuttle by. And that concludes this reading. Thank you very much for listening. I am Teresa Garcia, the author of these writings, also known as Amehana Arashi. If you enjoy my work, please consider liking, subscribing, or becoming a patron of my Patreon. Thank you very much.